For me, it's a way of life. I really enjoy what I do. It's very rewarding to work with horses. I don't think I'd be able to do anything else, or I'd get satisfaction from doing anything else. What I'm doing now is just perfect. Long may it continue, and I hope my horses feel the same way as I do about them. I think it's safe to say that I come from a fairly horse-orientated background. My father's a vet. They owned a stud farm before, and they own race horses and so on and so forth. So that's really how I sort of got into the sport, as I grew up around horses and started riding at quite an early age as well.
For Fouaad Mirza, a career with horses seemed inevitable, but he took the less trodden route for Indian equestrians by pursuing the discipline of eventing. Following the 2014 Asian Games, he relocated to Europe to further his development.
The main reason was that Europe is the hub for the sport. The best riders are based here. You get the best horses here, the best competitions, facilities, and so on and so forth. So it's really the place to be if you wanted to excel in the sport. Having said that, I could have still gone to the Asian Games competing out of India, but I think if you want to beat the best and you want to figure among the best, you got to put yourself amongst them, and then you know where you stand, and then you know what you need to work on, and so on and so forth.
The move paid off. In 2018, Fouaad had huge success at the Asian Games and has since become an ambassador for the sport, receiving the Arjuna Award from the Indian government for his achievements.
We were able to win 2 silver medals at the Asian Games in eventing, one individual and a team silver medal, and that's really boosted people's confidence to pursue the sport back at home. We're still at the grassroots, and I think people still need to know more about the sport before they can really support me like they support their cricket. The short-term goal obviously is to get to Tokyo and do the best we possibly can over there. We're still a way away, but we'll definitely get there. And after that, I'd like to compete at the highest level in the sport and do the best I can and see where I can get to, at what heights I can reach. And I definitely know I have the work ethic, I have the right backing, I've got an amazing sponsor, and I have some amazing horses right now. So, fingers crossed everything goes according to plan. The horses I have now that really stand out is obviously Senor Medicott. He's a horse that always puts a smile on my face. Unfortunately, this year he sustained an injury last year, and we're still in the road to recovery from that injury. And he's back in work now, and obviously with the whole COVID situation, it's been really beneficial for him to have the extra year to heal and recover. So fingers crossed we do get him, back to good form, and who knows, maybe even next year you might see us together in Tokyo. And then 2 other horses that have been super good to me the last year was Touching Wood and Fernal FaceTime. When Medicott got injured, they filled up his spot, and they really propelled me forward and managed to help Team India and myself get a slot for Tokyo. So that was a huge relief, and I was very lucky to have those 2 horses to help me do that.
After securing the horsepower, Fouaad teamed up with 2014 World Equestrian Games champion and individual Olympic bronze medalist Sandra O'Farth.
She's an amazing, amazing horsewoman and a very good trainer. I've learned a lot from her over these last couple of years, and she does everything in a very friendly, nice way that really suits my style or my idea of how I wanted to do things with my horses, and I really like that. And it's very clear for the horses to understand what we ask of them. There's no sort of gray area. It's either this or that, and I think that's when they they know what you want, and then it's much easier for them to give you what you want, or do what you ask. I really like to get to know my horses, and I really like to get to know them individually, and each one of them has their own personality. Just being around them in the stable and getting to know them and what they like and what they don't like, and just spending time around them, you know, that really helps, and they get to learn how to trust you. They know all your different moods, and when you're happy and when you're sad and when you might be a little upset or angry or whatever it may be, and likewise you get to know their moods as well, and I suppose you can then get a feeling for when you need to do a bit more, or maybe today you do a bit less, and they just learn to understand. When you learn to understand each other so well, and it's a well-functioning team then. There's not one day I've woken up and I've thought, okay, this is not for me, or I don't want to do this today, or I'm a bit tired, because, you know, the second you walk into the barn and they're all looking out of their doors, waiting to be fed or whatever, or happy to see you, I think that's very rewarding in itself. It's better than winning sometimes.